Hey friends, it's Sarah from She's Crafty and She Knows It, and today I'm going to show you how to make a pony bead watermelon keychain. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I have my supplies laid out right here. We're going to be using just normal pony beads, the kind of glossy ones. I have a little gold key ring like this. It kind of opens like that. And then I have my pony bead lacing. I've gone ahead and cut my pony bead lacing to 4 feet. Like always, I will link all the supplies I'm using in the description below this video. Now, when it comes to the pattern for this specific little watermelon, I just kind of recommend you take a screenshot of it so that when it's time to make yours, you can reference back to the screenshot and kind of copy it that way. Now, I do just kind of add the seeds wherever I want them. You can put as many seeds as you want or as few as you want. That part is totally up to you. Okay, so we're actually gonna start by taping this little gold key ring onto the table. This is my favorite tape. I will have this linked with the other supplies. It's super sticky, but it doesn't leave the kind of residue on the table like other tapes might. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tape it right here up at the top. I'm gonna leave a little bit open because I'm gonna kind of slide the pony bead lacing through this little opening. So tape it down onto the table. Now I'm gonna take my pony bead lacing, like I said, I've cut it to 4 feet. You're gonna find your 2 little ends that are cut, and you're gonna pull your hand down and find the exact middle and kind of make a little loop with it. So this is the middle of the 4 feet of pony bead lacing. You're gonna stick the loop, it's gonna be kind of weird, but you're gonna stick it underneath the key ring towards the table like this. So it's kind of going down under the key ring like this and making a little loop. Once you have the loop under the key ring, you kind of pull the 2 ends through and then tighten it. So this is your little kind of knot at the top. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start the watermelon. Now this pattern, like I said, you can just take a screenshot of it. It's super simple. It's only 8 rows, and each row kind of counts by odd, just odd numbers going up. So the first row is 1 bead, then 3, then 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, and you're done. As far as the seeds go, you can add the seeds wherever you want, as many as you want or as few as you want. It's kind of up to you. So I'm gonna start, the very first row is 1 red bead. So you're gonna take a bead. I'm holding the left side, kind of at the knot up here, the left side of the pony bead lacing. I'm gonna slide 1 red bead on. And then I take the pony bead lacing from the right side, and you're kind of just shoving it through the pony bead like this. So now that way the pony bead lacing on the left side is going through the bead and coming out the right side, and the pony bead lacing on the right side is going through the bead and coming out on the left side. So they're kind of crisscrossing through the pony bead, and then you're just gonna pull both ends. Keep pulling, and it's gonna pull that bead all the way up to the top like that. So now you have your first little bead. Now we're gonna do 3, and I'm gonna do a red, black, red. So I'm gonna add a little seed. So the black beads are the seeds. Like I said, you can add them wherever you want. So I'm gonna do red, black, red. My first little seed. Now there's different ways of doing it. Like I said, you can just kind of shove the one in the right, the lacing from the right through each one. The way that I found it easiest as you add more beads is to kind of overlap the pony bead lacing like this, and then shove both pieces through at the same time. And then right there you have it coming out on both sides, and you can pull it. Now let me show you real quick. The alternative is, say you have them right at the end. What happens is sometimes as you're trying to shove this through, I don't know if I can make it happen, but as you're trying to shove the lacing from the right side, sometimes it tends to, I'm trying to see if I can make it happen so I can show you. It tends to push the lacing, there we go, from the left side back out of the bead, and next thing you know, the beads are on the right piece and not on the left anymore. So that's not helpful. So instead of holding them at the very end and trying to shove the right piece through, I kind of pull the beads down, crisscross a pretty big section. It needs to be enough of a section that that amount of beads can be on. So if it's 3 beads, it can be pretty small. If you're doing like a row of 8 beads, you need to pull it so that it can fit 8 beads on both pieces together where they're overlapping. Hopefully that makes sense. It's just the easiest way that I found. So I'm overlapping, and then when they're overlapping, you can push it through much easier because you're not worried about the string from the left side popping out because there's already plenty of it over here. I hope that makes sense. It just, to me, makes it go a lot quicker that way. Otherwise, sometimes it's pushing the lacing out while you're trying to go. Okay, so that's 3. Now we're gonna do 5. I'm just gonna do 5 red ones, no seeds on this one. I'm gonna overlap it. I just kind of overlap it a good bit so that I know there's plenty of space. Push the beads through. And now part of the thing with doing it 1, 3, 5, 7 and skipping, like not doing 1, 2, 3, 4, is we're kind of, each row has 2 more beads than the last, which is gonna naturally kind of give it that curved look like the watermelon, rather than it being more like a pyramid shape, if that makes sense. If you do like 1, 2, 3, 4, it's gonna kind of just do it more like a pyramid, but you kind of wanna pull it tight. So as you're doing it, don't feel bad to kind of yank it tight so that it starts kind of this curve, because you want it to curve, like I said. So even this one up here could maybe be pulled a little tighter so that this one can start curving like that. Because you don't want a triangle, you want it that curved shape at the bottom so that it looks right. Okay, the next row is going to have 7, so I'm gonna do a red, then I'll do a black, and then I'll do 5 more. So just add a little seed in. So that's 3, 6, 7, just making sure I have the right number. Overlapping the pony bead lacing. Okay, just like that. Now we're gonna pull it. Okay, there we go. Now we're gonna move on. The next row has 9. So I'm gonna do like 6 red ones and then add a seed. Now this pony bead lacing is specifically for this. So using elastic or something that's kind of loose, there's other kind of cording, is definitely harder. This is plasticky and kind of rubbery little tubing that makes it easier to push it through compared to some kind of satin cording or elastic. I know you'll see those online, people using those kind of cordings. To me, this plastic makes it much easier. It also kind of has, it comes with a little connector. When you buy this little pony bead lacing, it comes with connectors that if you want to use them instead of tying knots, you can use that. And the lacing is just super cheap. So it's up to you if you want to use a different kind of cording, but I really like this lacing and it makes things kind of lay flat. Okay, so you can see it's kind of already doing that curving at the bottom that we want. Okay, the next row will have 11. So I'm gonna do like maybe 4 red. And then I'll do a seed. And then I'll do 6 more red. Okay, now the rows are getting long, so I'm making sure I'm overlapping a good bit so that it never pushes the lacing from the left side back out of the beads. And you can just do a couple at a time. So sometimes I just push on 2 and then move them down. Sometimes it's easier to do 1 at a time. You'll kind of find what works for you. And honestly, sometimes I'm ordering these pony beads from Amazon. Sometimes I'm using different brands. There's some pony beads where the holes inside just seem bigger. They're easier to slide on, and sometimes they're a little bit snugger and it's a little bit harder to squeeze on. Honestly, you want them to be snug. I've bought a couple where the inside is so big that it really doesn't even hold it firm and it won't stay taut like this. It's kind of just like pulling, like opening up each time, and that's because the bead is too loose. It's not gripping onto the lacing. So you do want it to be snug in there. Okay, so there we go. Now our next row is gonna be the all white, kind of the beginning of the outside of the watermelon. So you're gonna do 13 white ones. Let's double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so go ahead and have it overlap a good bit, and we're gonna start pushing these on. Okay, I'm gonna pull that. Now, if you can tell, sometimes when you pull it, it's like loose on one side. So if it's on this side, it's the cord over here. So I can tell I need to pull that side. You can kind of pull them separately. It's looking so cute. Okay, now we're on the very last row and it's just 15 green beads. I'm just gonna double check because that's a lot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So got the full row. Like I said, you want it to overlap a lot because we need room for 15 beads. And I'm just gonna start pushing them on. Do a couple at a time. And if you're gonna do a couple and then slide them down, just be aware when you're sliding, don't slide it past this little spot where the end is, because otherwise it's just gonna be on the right side and you'll have to get it back onto both pieces at the same time. Okay, so I have them all on there. And pull it. Like I said, if it's looking baggy on one side, instead of pulling both and making it too tight, you just kind of want to pull the opposite. So if it's baggy on the right side, pull the cord on the left. Pull it, make sure it's curving. You can pull this one. Sometimes with these, it's easier to do it one side at a time. You don't want it too tight. Okay, that looks really cute. So now, the normal way of doing it is kind of pulling this down right here and tying a knot, which to me is kind of like a little bit goofy and it's gonna kind of hang. And so I'm just gonna kind of stick it up between the green and the white row and lace it through to the end and then just tie a knot. So there's no fancy way to do it. I'm just kind of making a loop so that I can pull it through the loop and do a knot right here and then pull it real tight. Before I like yank it all the way tight, I'm gonna do it on the other side as well. So I'm sticking it between, I know it's hard to tell, between the green and the white, making a loop, and then sticking it back through the loop to make an actual knot. If you want to double knot it, you can. And just pulling it really taut. Like I said, you want it to be like that. Okay, so that's it. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut these little ends off. Right here at the very little end. And now I'm gonna untape it. I love that this tape doesn't peel the paint off the table or it's not leaving a residue. Okay, now of course you can be done like that. I just went ahead and cut a little piece of ribbon to 8 inches and I thought it'd be cute to kind of tie it up here next to the top on the key ring to just add another little cute touch. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tie it in a knot, nothing fancy. I'm gonna kind of do a double knot, see if I can get it to lay the way I want. Okay, so something like that. So I've kind of tied it in a knot. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it. Just cut a little bit off on each side at kind of like an angle. And now if you're doing the ribbon, I love using this fray check just to keep the ribbon from kind of fraying at the ends. I will link this as well. This stuff lasts forever. And you just kind of paint it on the end. It's gonna look wet, but then it's gonna kind of dry like a glue. And it keeps it, the ends from fraying and looking messy. So that way you'll end up with a really professional, cute little watermelon keychain. Okay, so there we go. There's our cute little pony bead watermelon keychain. Like I said, I will link all the supplies I used in the description below this video. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and make sure you subscribe for more videos. Bye.
She's crafty and she knows it. She's crafty and she knows it. She's crafty and she knows. She's crafty and she knows it.